probably one of the most underrated principles in business is people think, oh, it was the best Instagram story to post with the CTA, it was the best YouTube tags, right? It's not about that. It's about like, what's your attitude, right? How are you wired? Some people call this like religion. Some people call this manifestation. Some people call this priming. Some people
Yeah.
think visualization. Some people call this, people call the same thing in a sense of changing the state of you in different aspects or different philosophies or as a part of them. But the main thing that they all agree with is that once you change how you look at things and how you interpret and give meaning to things, changes your situation as well. And I think that's what's powerful about what you just shared, right? Is that you made the process fun, right? Instead of saying, oh, I have this thing working for me and I'm making 4K a month, I'm getting sales, whatever, what else do I do? No, you said, no, like, how do I make what I'm already doing more fun, more fulfilling, more interesting, right? More challenging, more exciting. And how do I start doing that so the work becomes as fun as possible? Of course, there will be days that we don't want to work, right? Obviously, there will be ups and downs. But if you can make that shift and start focusing on the inputs, right? That's the kind of theme of this call, and doing what you control with that energy, then the outputs are going to happen. The outputs are going to take care of itself. Of course, every week, every month, you need to look back and, reassess, see what things you did right and wrong, and how can you improve next time. Feedback is important, but ultimately, the people that are the most successful in all areas, they focus on the inputs, right? They don't focus on how do I get the best body, right? Just technique. They focus on going to the gym, right? They don't focus how do I get rich. They focus on how do I make great content? How do I become better at sales? How do I get exceptional client results? How do I have the best reputation that I can have, right? So if you focus on that, then success kind of becomes not only easier, but more fun because you love it, right? And you say how, and I think that's what we discussed on our call as well. I recall where we were talking about sales, and I said like, what if we just say, this is an opportunity for me to become better, to see how much can I handle, right? Not 4 calls a day, as you said, now you work harder and it feels easier, right? Most of the time, because I think it's mainly because of that shift that you made of how I'm gonna like, not, oh, I have a lot of calls, what am I do, whatever, to, oh, I have calls. These are people that need my help, that showed up on this call, that took time. That I'm gonna show up, do my best, have the conversation. If it's a good fit, I know I'm gonna help them, and it became fun. How much can I do? How much can I handle? How much better can I become at sales, marketing, client results, content, and all of this, right? And it lights you up because it's not about, oh, I need to get 10K a month, next month I need to get to 100K a month. What do I do? What's no? Like that changes the whole thing, right? And you stop being desperate and you start being creative and you attract, right? And you have a better energy and you work harder and you improve your skills, and the combination of all of that improves the results. What I want to know is, people will be watching this and some of them might be thinking, oh, okay, today I'm gonna do that. So now I know that when I send DMs, I get sales. I'm gonna change my mindset to how do I send more DMs, and I'm gonna do that. Oh, I make content, I'm gonna make better content. I make this, whatever, right? I'm sure when you were started doing that, that were probably days or hours or like weeks or months, I don't know, that you didn't feel like it. So what do you do then? Is it perfect? Do you still struggle with it sometimes? And have you struggled? And how do you solve that problem for coming back to the focus of getting better?
Yeah, I would say you have to accept that your mood, your emotions will fluctuate, and you'll have times where you'll be nervous before calls. You'll have times where you won't be nervous before calls, and you'll think, "Oh, this is my new normal." And then, a week later, you're nervous before a call again for no reason, and you're like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
So, I think the emotions and the feelings, they do fluctuate. They're on a downward trend of being like more positive more often, which is exciting and kind of addicting in a way.
Yeah.
But you just kind of have to get past the original hurdles. And I would say the best way, or the way that I got over those hurdles, is just
Yeah.
constantly remind myself of like who I wanted to be, but not just like the outcomes of financial or a big house or car or like money, but really just like the skilled, like awesome badass that I want to be, and be like, I want to be like a guru for hockey, or help hockey players. And that's exciting. That lights me up. And it's like I have to do X, Y, and Z to get there. So then that reminder of just saying that and thinking that, and I write it down a lot. Like I said, on little index cards every day, I kind of write a version of
Yeah.
myself connected to the goal, and then it becomes a lot easier because you get that flood of like excitement and happiness and inspiration, but you need that, like it's almost like you need like a little pill of that a little pill of that whenever you feel nervous, like, oh, I'm just gonna reschedule this sales call, which occasionally I would do that. I would be so nervous and I'm like, I would text them and say, something came up, can you meet tomorrow? And then I would meet with them tomorrow, even though like I could have done it today, and or if somebody, and I bet some people still feel this way, and sometimes I feel this way, is if you have a call lined up and then you're ready for the call, like I pull my levers and then they cancel, it does feel like a relief. I'm like, oh, finally, I don't have to do it. But, so that I would say that is like, uh, I guess a normal feeling to have. Maybe I don't know if other people have it, but then when somebody shows up and you get on a roll and you sell a couple of things in a row, and then you work with them and you're getting them results fast, then all that kind of doubt and nervousness about the sales calls starts to become very minor, and then it's just positive, not completely positive, but it's way more positive than it used to be of before the calls.
Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.